Today I want to explain a concept that if you master this, your life is going to get 100% more productive. You're going to at least double your productivity. And this is a concept that I call agility. Let me explain. So when I was younger, I procrastinated like crazy. And if you play video games, you can probably relate to this. I would always put stuff off. I would wait days and days to do anything. And I would always think about doing it, and I would keep it in the back of my mind. It would be that little bit of stress that would add to that kind of mind cycle that you have. And you just think, I really got to get that stuff done, but I'll do it later, or I don't have the resources to do it now. Or you think of these reasons, and sometimes stuff goes for months, and like it was so bad for me that a lot of the time I would just never get it done. I would actually wait until it became irrelevant, and I would never address it. And the procrastination was really bad, and everybody knew it was really bad. Because people can tell if you're the sort of person who gets stuff done or not. And I really tried to figure out, like, how do I stop sitting around and how do I actually get stuff done? And I would theorize for hours. I would think up these big plans, and I'd write out these plans about what I was going to do. And that eventually led into me actually being able to set goals really well. So that was a skill that carried over to when I could actually get stuff done. But it was so bad because half the time I would just never get it done. I'd write out this whole thing about how to get it done, and I would never actually do it. So what is agility? What is the concept of agility? Agility is a super important concept. I think of it like, I'm a nerd, so I think of things in like stats. And you know how in Dungeons and Dragons you have strength and agility and wisdom and charisma and everything? Agility is like how fast you move, and agility is like how well you can respond to things happening. And the way I think of this is when someone gives you a task, or when you know you have to do something, can you make a decision on it right there? What happens when something comes into your purview, when something comes into your mind in your life, what happens? Do you put it in your phone? Do you add it to a to-do list? Or do you say, how do I get this done right now? Okay, how do I get on that? How do I get on this right now? And this simple change of thinking was huge for me. I call it, you need to be an extremist for action. You need to be a zealot for action. So this needs to become your religion. Action is anything that happens. Anything that happens, so someone says, hey, we need to talk to somebody about this business thing, and because you rope this guy into a conversation. I go, okay, I'll get on that, and then right away I'll send that email within 2 minutes. Or maybe I think of ordering something on Amazon. I order stuff on Amazon all the time. And I got into the mode of, so this is a good story about this. So a couple days ago, I drink, anybody that follows my Instagram and follows my Snapchat and everything, they know that I drink lemon water every morning. And I love this lemon water, but I have this tiny lemon squeezer. It's like a lemon squeezer for ants. It's this big, and it was so annoying because I'd put these jumbo lemons in it, and they'd explode over the top, and I'd lose half my juice. It's like first world problems, I know, but this was a big issue. And instead of, I was like, I would really have a better life if I just spent the $10 to get a jumbo lemon squeezer. And I typed in Amazon, I got jumbo lemon squeezer, and I got this like huge thing. I got this huge lemon squeezer. It's like this big. I can put a freaking orange in the thing, and then it'll squeeze that. It's amazing. And it totally made my mornings easier. And it was because I had that proclivity, I had that zealousness for action. It was like, I'm not going to wait around and get annoyed by this stupid lemon squeezer. I'm just going to order it, and then there it is, because Amazon is amazing. Same day shipping. Jumbo lemon squeezer is here. Problem solved. Same with emails. I've just gotten in that mindset. It's, okay, we have 2 people come in for a meeting. Yeah, we're going to need to email that guy. We're going to need to bring that in. We're going to need to talk about that. Oh, that's a good idea for the business. Yeah, let me put that on a to-do list somewhere where it's going to sit for months. No, let's get that emails chain started. Let's set a date. Let's actually get that done. And it's a thinking mindset too. It's a mindset where you say, what is the fastest way I can activate on this, get to it, and do it? And it changes your life completely when you think about things like that. What you want to do is you want to always think about the fastest way that you can get into the action of doing something. And sometimes you do need to plan stuff. And sometimes you need to think about things. Like, I need to do prep for these videos, or you need to prepare a speech. But how fast can you activate on that? How fast can you start dedicating an hour a day to that? Do you need to wait 2 hours or 5 hours or 2 weeks to do that? or can you do that right now? And it's really the mindset of breaking things into a series of steps that will get you to start thinking about how you can act immediately on something. So you want to think about this concept of agility, and you want to think about it as a concept of like a stat. It's a stat that maybe you start and your agility is like 4. And then as you practice this, your agility will get to 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, and it will get higher and higher and higher. And in any kind of RPG, the max stat is like 18. So eventually when you have like 16, 17 agility, everybody starts noticing and respects you as a person that can really start to get stuff done. And there's just such an impression that you can make on someone. I know that when I was at a conference, I was at PAX South, and this guy from Amazon, it's like I'm hyping Amazon in this video. It's the second story with Amazon in it, but it's actually true. This guy from Amazon who was like one of the business development dudes, he met me, he shook my hand, handed me his card, said, yeah, I'll definitely send you an email about these next steps. So we talked about some stuff that had to do with video games, and we had some like plan for how we were going to interact later. And he said, I'll definitely send you an email. And a lot of people, they tell you they'll send you an email and then maybe they'll do it like 3 days later, maybe it'll be a week, especially at a convention because you're so busy and you're 24/7, you're at a convention. This guy sends me an email in 5 minutes. Like I left, he left, and we like shook hands. He sends me the follow-up email in 5 minutes. That is agility. That guy has 18 agility. That guy has 19 agility. He's an elf. He has elven agility. That's crazy. Like, if you can do that, and that made such an impression on me, and I'm like, that's why this guy is a VP at Amazon, because he has that kind of agility, and he doesn't mess around. Where even for me, it might take me like 4 or 5 days. Right now, like at the current state that I'm in, it might take me 4 or 5 days to respond to somebody. I'm still responding to people at PAX South, and that was like almost 2 weeks ago. So can you have that agility? And it's really just practice. It's just like hammering down the practice where it's like you put that stop in your mind and you're like, nope, I'm not going to let this wait. And if it's a really big project that needs to wait, I'm going to do it the first thing in the morning, or I'm going to do it the first time I can. So agility is everything. And you have to think about how you can build your stat in agility. And once you have that 18 in agility, everyone around you is going to notice it and they're going to respect you. They're going to say, that's a guy that gets stuff done. You can give that to him and he's going to get it done. And you just need to separate into your mind, how can I break this into easy steps where I can immediately create something in my life where this is happening? And a great way to think about it is to ask yourself the question, who can help with this? Who can immediately help with this? Who's someone that I can text, that I can call, that I can put into an email that'll help with this? I think that's the way that a lot of great leaders think, is that they get this idea and it's a really great idea. They don't want it to die, so they just immediately toss it into a group of people, and then they will use an application like Boomerang, which I use for Gmail, which sends back the email 2 days later. And that reminds them to keep on a person about this. I also think that there's a forced culture in agility, in that if you start to act with agility, other people around you will act with agility too. And there's something to be said about keeping those people in your life that have high agility. I think like the guy from Amazon is going to be someone that I really want to talk to and someone I really want to interact with, because there's a ton of potential in a relationship with that person because I know they get stuff done. Now, what's going to happen is that all the other people with agility are thinking like that too. So you need to make sure that you have the agility, because if you don't, those people are going to write you off. If you get back to people in 2 weeks in an email, they're going to be like, this person is BS. Like, I don't want to deal with this person. So how fast can you act on something? Can you get rid of all your notions and your theory and everything? And I think a really last important critical component of this, are you willing to sacrifice 10 to 20% or even higher of the quality of something in exchange for speed? It's really important. Are you willing to sacrifice 10, 20, 30% of the quality that you might get out of something in exchange for speed? Meaning, if I try to make the perfect video, if you try to make the perfect assignment, if you try to write the perfect essay, if you try to build the perfect website, it is going that last 5 to 10% that you spend on the perfection of it and just getting those little kinks and theorizing everything is going to cost you everything. Can you sacrifice the 20% and you can have something that's a little bit janky, or you can have something that's a little bit has some kinks in it and it's a little bit weird? Can you do that? And are you okay with it? And if you are, then can you move with speed? You need to be willing to sacrifice some of the quality in your life for speed, because no one cares. No one cares. No one cares that it's not absolutely perfect. No one notices the imperfections in your work like you do. There are so many times where this is true, where I will do a video or something and I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh my God, that's terrible. Everyone in the comments is going to think like that was terrible. And then nobody even notices it. They don't even care because they're just focusing on your message, and you're the most critical proponent of your own work. Like, you're always going to criticize yourself more than anybody else. So you just need to be willing to sacrifice for speed. Agility is everything. The more agile you can be, the more people will respect you, and the more agile you are, the more you'll get stuff done. So if you just incorporate this into your life and you make that commitment, you say, I am going to be a zealot for action. I am going to have agility. I'm going to raise my agility stat, and you focus on that, you are going to double, triple, even quadruple your productivity. Leave a comment in the section below. Try it. Try it for a day and tell me what happens. Come back to my YouTube channel and tell me. I read every comment. I want to know. This has changed my life. I want to make sure it changes yours too. Thank you very much for watching this video. Really looking forward to seeing you again next time. Please subscribe if you got some value out of this channel. Helps me out a lot.